Morning, everyone. Back to the Friday commute. Not gonna lie, I'm freaking exhausted, so this might be a short one. No agenda planned, so I just decided to hit record and hope for the best. But yeah. So what happened this week? What do we think? What's going on? Just another red week. Close my window. Don't see anything. We're in the middle of seasons here in New Jersey where it's starting to get cold, but it's not. So you don't know what to wear. The car is foggy. It's annoying. You're putting the defrosters on. You're sweating. Very, very difficult, right? So, and I don't need any help sweating. So, needless to say, I didn't have any time yesterday to look at the market until I got home, which was 6 o'clock-ish or so. But obviously it was not a good day. All the gains that we got earlier in the week are gone, plus more, plus they took a little more from us. So, the downward is continuing. However, this morning, the futures are up. I think NASDAQ was almost, up a whole percent, which is very unusual. But, whatever. I just, on that point, it is what it is. The market does what it wants to do. Our strategy, or my strategy, is to buy into these funds no matter what. Especially if I'm dollar cost averaging down. I'm lowering my cost basis. Because nothing has changed. Again, the ones that I bought into, again, I'm talking about yield max funds. Sorry, I'm half asleep. Just trying to wake up. I only have one coffee. I'll have my other when I get to work. But, so yeah, I buy into mostly yield max funds is what I talk about. And obviously we have the Defiance ETFs and the SPY-I and the SVOL. I have not dipped my toes into anything else at the moment, but I will let you know when I do. Whether it be on here or, YouTube or, this is YouTube, or Discord. But anyway, the plan has not changed. Tesla is down in the $11 range, and it cannot escape. So what? I mean, it happens, right? Stocks go down. And if you watch my daily videos, if there's concern about a recovery, it can recover. Not to the fullest extent necessarily as Tesla, but it can recover. So could you imagine having a dollar cost average lower than the current price on Tesla? You are set. Because again, if Tesla pays a 50 to 60% yield easily, sometimes 70 is possible sometimes. Just imagine what your yield on cost would be. I made a video on that. Will Tesla recover? At the end of the video, I covered that. Why cost basis matters so much on these funds. Because if you honestly can get your cost basis below the actual price, then you are golden. So yes, there's blood in the market. Every freaking stock is down. So it doesn't matter if you own yield max. You'll be down. Almost every other sector is down, right? I mean, it just seems like a bloodbath over and over and over again because there's a lot going on. There's a war on the other side of the freaking world right now. And, our president is asleep at the wheel. And, interest rates are out of control. And, look at the housing market. The mortgage rate, what are they, 7-8%? Who in the hell is going to get a mortgage at 7 or 8%? Not me. I mean, I get people want to buy, and obviously you can always refinance, but what if they continue to go up? I mean, and you're stuck at 7 or 8%. You know, people, I mean, buying houses at that rate, like that much money, it'll just destroy people's finances. Because a lot of people live paycheck to paycheck already, and, you know, having to deal with a massive, massive payment and having to pay a massive interest payment to these greedy ass banks every month. No, thank you. I mean, my rate is, 2.875%. And my interest payment makes me sick every single month. I could not even imagine what it would make me feel like if it was 8%. I'd puke. I'd probably sell and just rent, because it's just like, not saying I don't even want to do that now, because I'm just like over it, right? It'd be nice to just own something outright, and not have to worry about debt. But, I mean, house debt is pretty much the last debt that I have, and my plan was, again, this is pre-yield max. My plan was to pay more into the mortgage every single month. And I was paying $400 more a month, every month. And I was going to pay it off, you know, by the time I was 50s, I forget the age. And it was aggressive. I was going to do it. And then this happened. And the reason I changed my strategy is I wanted to use that $400 extra to instead, invest in, I mean, yes, it sucks paying debt to the bank. I mean, interest to the bank. But it's really, my interest is so much lower than the current interest that I feel like at the same time I'm kind of sticking it to them, right? Like this is bad debt to them. Like they don't want debt like this. You know, they don't like fixed rates, because then they get stuck holding the bag, right? They're lending me money at a rate that would not, it's not even close to the current. So in a way, I feel like I'm getting them. Probably not. They don't give two shits, right? But and also on the other side, I can, utilize that money and make it work, right? And these yield max funds alone, when I invest in them, they're investing in treasuries for me. So everyone forgets about that. By the way, before I forget, because I will forget, who knows? Not financial advice, not a financial advisor, just a tired ass worker going to work, clicking a record on a phone. And sometimes people watch it. Don't know why. No, I'm just kidding. But yeah, people forget about that. Like, buying yield max, like, forget what they're doing on the covered calls. They're automatically putting that money into treasuries. So you're making 5.25? I don't know what the rate is, but you're making that money, which is good. That's double my mortgage, right? My mortgage rate. So even if they do nothing, no calls, then I'm still making more on the money, right? Obviously, if Tesla does what it does, it goes down lately. It's how it is. But I just feel like I can use that money, those funds, better than how it would be used to just pay off their low interest debt that they're lending me. So yeah, that was that's my story on the mortgage, which I don't want. Believe me, I don't want a mortgage. I hate it. I hate it. I don't want to have to freaking pay a mortgage the rest of my life. It's bad enough I have to pay property taxes and insurance the rest of my life. I don't want to have to pay the mortgage too. Which, by the way, I don't know if you guys do this, but I separated my payments. So my mortgage is just my mortgage. I don't do the escrow anymore. And the reason for that is, and again, I highly recommend this. The reason for that is I wanted to see and feel the payments. Like when those property tax payments come in now, I know, I track, like, what is the difference from the last quarter? Or, how's it looking? Or what is my payment in general? When I had my money in escrow and the mortgage company paid for it, guess what? I didn't really even look at the property tax bill. Or the homeowner, the insurance. So now when I get the homeowner's insurance, guess what? I look at it. Sure enough, this rate this year went up freaking a couple $100. And I called my, the agent. I'm like, come on, can you do better? And guess what? Unfortunately, this was like one of the best rates. So the company I'm with is, one of the best rates. So cost has just gone up. But at least I tried. The year before, I did get it to go down. But this year they said, you really have you got a good company and a good rate, so I recommend keeping it. So I kept it. But my insurance on my house obviously went up, and it is what it is. But if it was embedded in the escrow, I wouldn't probably even look at it. I'd get the bill, I'd be like, oh, this is already covered, I don't have to do anything. And a lot of people do that. And then, again, the reason, obviously for the homeowners, you have full control. You can pick and choose who's going to provide insurance on your home, right? It's not, you don't have to stick with that stupid company that whoever chose in the beginning, right? Or you chose, or who knows. There's always, there's competition. Let them fight for you. So think about that. And then property tax, again, ridiculous. If you live in New Jersey, ridiculous what we pay. Honestly, my house is not that big, and I'm paying about almost $8,000 a year. It's just, it's insanity. I pay like, what is it, $1,800 a quarter, more than $1,800 a quarter, and that's more than $600 a month. So I'm stuck with that payment as long as I live where I live, forever. And it's only going to go up, because guess what? Taxes only go up because our government sucks and they can't budget for shit. All they do is spend, spend, spend. And guess who suffers? We suffer. And somehow this is how the system is set up. And and we're just the freaking minions that just work and work. And here's 50% of my pay, because believe me, it is 50%, when you think about it, because, whatever your federal income tax, I'm talking about U.S. obviously, federal income tax, freaking robbery, state income tax, robbery, all these other crap, Social Security, what a joke. You want to take my money so you can pay me back later in retirement? How about I don't need you to do that? I don't need your ass to save for my retirement, because you guys clearly can't even budget, all the money you get today. How are you the best one to decide, how to, use our money for retirement, how to invest for our retirement? But they're so behind, like this Social Security system, like what we're paying into the system is going right, it has to support the people now. So it can never stop. Because if it does, guess what? The people that are, they're over whatever the hell the age is, 62, they would get screwed. And that's not fair, because they paid in their whole life. And they were paying for the other people. So, it's just, again, back to the point of the property tax. It's to open your eyes. Like, because I know, I don't want to talk about freaking voting, but believe me, like, I guess the local ballots are always, they always say, are the most important, but nobody pays any mind to it. And I'm guilty of that. I'm not gonna lie. I get the mail, I open it, I'm like, who the hell is this guy? But there's not enough. You have to go yourself and read up on these people. Because one may just have a history of raising taxes, one may not. You don't know. I mean, they all pretty much suck, but maybe one is slightly better than the other. We don't know. But again, when you get that property tax bill, because you think, like, when you pay that mortgage and it's in escrow, you just consider that payment the mortgage. right? That's my mortgage payment. When I tell people my mortgage payment, they're like, how's it so low? I'm like, well, it's not including escrow, because that is my mortgage payment. People don't know what their mortgage payment is because everything's just combined. But, you know, when you separate it out and you get that property tax bill, it is like, whoa, you know, what are they charging me for? The majority of it, just so you know, is schools. So think about that for the people who don't have children. You know, they're paying a lot of money for other people's kids to go to school. And, you know, it's not, is it fair? I don't know. I mean, they got to do something, but the amount, the cost, the charge, it's too much. Like, people, it's too expensive to live. Like, just to live. Some people can't afford $600 a month alone, you know, like that property tax bill alone. So that's why, like, when you go to rent now, between the interest rates, the property taxes, the this, the that, I mean, forget it. You can't afford rent. So what do? I don't know. You got to be smart with your money. You got to get rid of debt, and you got to just live. I know, you know, my parents always told me this when I was younger. Kind of never listened until I got old and fat, but they said live within your means, right? And 100% agree with that, because you have to, you know? If you make $40,000 a year, you know, you're not buying a $400,000 house, all right? You're not. And if you do, you're going to suffer. Why do that? Especially, like, people in their cars. Just don't have a car loan, ever. Listen to Dave Ramsey. Put Dave Ramsey on. Dave Ramsey podcast. Seriously. If you're in debt, turn this video off right now, and go to Dave Ramsey's podcast. I'm telling you, it'll change the way you think about everything. Because if you're in debt and you're just buried in debt and you feel like there's no way out, then, you know, Dave Ramsey is for you. Because I was that person in my, you know, most of my life, honestly, from 18 to mid-20s. I just had debt. I had cars. I had credit cards. You know, I had school loans, even though I never graduated. What else? Personal loans, because I was stupid as crap. I had it all. And then I just thought I could never get out. And then his strategy, you know, the debt snowball, amazing stuff. And by the way, in my Discord, per request from, you know, a lot of Ramsey fans, I think it was Corey, you know, we now have a channel to talk about Dave Ramsey, and it's called Better Than I Deserve. So if you want to talk about that, I'll be glad to, you know, assuming I'm in there at the time. But it and I could do a whole video on that, right, on how I got out of debt. But the summarized version is, you paid off the smallest debt first, and then you worked on the biggest debt last. Ignore the interest rate, right? Ignore it. Just pay off the smallest debt first, because guess what? Guess what happens when you pay off that smallest debt? You feel successful. You feel like you won. You feel like you did something. And you know what happens after that? It's an addictive feeling. And you're like, oh, I'm going to get that next one, baby. I'm going to go after that next one. And that first debt could be like $500, right? You could have a $500 credit card you've been ignoring. Just the interest on that, it's nothing. And, you know, you're just working on your $10,000 credit card. But you pay off that $500 one, you're like, oh, and then you cut that shit up and you move on. You're going to feel good. And when you feel good, when you feel a win, you feel like you can win. So you will move on, and you can pay off the debt. Especially now, man, these rates, you don't want to borrow at these rates. It's just insanity. Especially, like, I don't even know what the credit card rates are, but they were like 17.99 when the rates were low. At least mine were. And it's, what is it now? I don't even know. But yeah, it's just an debt in general, honestly, guys, it sucks. Any debt sucks. So if you can utilize your full, capacity, your money, all of your income to do what you want, then that's a great feeling. I know people say to leverage, borrow money, leverage, which, sure, you could do that. You got to do it wisely, though. Some people just cannot do that because they just get, they get in trouble. Like if you take out margin, for example, that's a type of leverage. If you get a brokerage and you sign up for margin, that means you're borrowing money from the brokerage and you're going to pay them an interest rate. But if you don't know what you're doing, then that could go bad, like really bad. Just like going, the danger of going to the car dealership and borrowing money for a car. Like, sure, here, you can buy this, cars are freaking ripoff now too. $40,000 piece of shit car, 8% interest rate, $800 payment. These people, they don't know what they're getting into. And these people, these car salesmen, no offense if anyone's a car salesman, some of them are just trying to get paid. Like they got to make a living themselves, so they're making a commission. So they're not looking at you personally and saying, ha ha ha, they can't afford it. But they got to make money too. If you're 18 years old, you go in and you qualify, that's you. You're an adult. You got to take ownership of this. So it sucks. I mean, I can't even imagine $800 car payment. That's what I think the average is $700. But I don't know, man. It's so screwed up. Everyone. I mean, the latest thing is school debt just started. You have to pay your school debt now as of, I think was it October or September? And that's a big thing because, these school debt payments, these are massive payments. And, with COVID and all that crap, government, our stupid government, yet again, they thought it was a good idea to freeze the payments. So freeze the school payments. Okay, so if you have a school payment, and you were smart about it, what should you do? You could, during that time, technically you don't owe anything, which means guess what? The interest is not happening. Like there's no compounding interest that you have to pay. So what you can do is attack that stupid debt for the stupid school you went to and pay it off. And my guess is most people did not do that. I know some did it. I know one person in the Discord did it. But not everyone is like that, right? Not everyone is wise enough to pay off that debt, right? They didn't think that way. They said, oh, now I have money to enjoy my life, so let me go buy an $800 car payment. That could have happened, and now people are going to be hurting. So, and we're probably going to, people, I'm sure that's going to be on the news, right? People are financial stress, and they kind of, what's the government going to do now, right? All they do, every time the government gets involved, they screw shit up. Just like they screwed up the whole COVID thing, I'm trying not to get into that, but I'm sure you can imagine my thoughts on it. So, it is what it is. I mean, I'm just happy it's all freaking, they left us alone at this point, for the most part. But yeah. So anyway, what the hell else? Yeah, so yesterday I was stuck in a work meeting, literally 8 hours. 8 hours of sitting. And what did I realize? Well, number one, I can't sit still for shit. I can't pay attention for shit. But I knew that. That's nothing new. But I realized I gotta go on a diet again. Because my work pants, they've been getting a little tighter. But when I'm sitting in an uncomfortable chair for 8 hours, I felt it, man. I felt that gut. I felt it like, what the hell are you doing, bro? It's time. So one thing I learned from that meeting is it's time to get my ass back on the diet. So I will start that on Monday. And how do I diet? What do I do? I always do intermittent fasting. I don't know if you guys ever heard of that. It's called intermittent fasting, and you fast a certain amount of hours per day, and then you have a window of eating the other part of the day. And I always try to do that even when I'm not dieting. But when I'm dieting, my typical day is like I'll say a 16-hour fast, 8 hours eating. However, sometimes like in office days, I try to do 24, which means 20 hours fasting, 4 hours eating. And, it really does work, especially the first time you do it, and if you're very consistent, you'll notice it. But on top of that, I also, I just count calories. I don't do this keto bullshit, carb, Atkins, whatever, because, it's not good to cut out carbs like that. And I'm not here to argue the best diet, because people have their ways, but you need carbs to function. I'm just going to say that. So I'm not going to, fucking deer, man. What was I saying? I just count calories, and I don't, obviously I strive for higher protein in the diet, but I don't say, I'm cutting up bread, which, again, I'll have wheat bread or rye bread, but it's all about the calorie intake, right? How much you burn versus how much you bring in. So 3,500 calories is a pound. I believe that's the number. So when I diet, I typically try to, burn in excess of a certain amount of calories. Maybe, let's just say, 500 a day. I burn 500 more than what I eat, which I can do way more than that, especially if I'm running, which is 3,500 a week, and I can lose a pound a week, which it's really, honestly, it's not hard. But the reason I don't diet all the time, well, number one, my life is insanity, and I just don't have time, so we eat on the go all the time. And number two is I don't want to, so I'm not going to live, miserably. So I exercise when I can, so I eat whatever the hell I want, and I fast, so I can eat whatever the hell I want. But eventually, I eat pretty bad, and then I get backed up, and here it is, the belly comes again. So I have to replenish, redo the situation here. And then, now is that time. It typically falls in that time. Obviously, I do it before summer, and then I kind of do it before Thanksgiving, because I also do a Thanksgiving 5-mile run, which gives me motivation to, be in shape and jog for that race. So, because you don't want to be that slow-ass fat guy who's walking, right? You want to be, have a respectable time and do pretty good. You want to be around, being around that environment is addictive, You see, granted, I'm no runner, by any means. I don't look like a runner. Runners are tall and skinny and whatever. But, it's, they're really skinny, and that'll never be me. But I like to run because I can eat. So, again, I sign up for races to motivate me to run, and hopefully, diet too if needed. But again, I don't diet all the time. I just try not to be a complete fat ass, and then obviously exercise, and hopefully it balances. And then sometimes you get to a point where you put your work pants on and you're in an 8-hour meeting and you're like, what the hell is this? And you just feel uncomfortable, and it's not a great feeling. So yeah, I know I'm ranting like crazy here. I'm all over the place today. I'm not even talking about investing, but that's what the Friday podcast is about. We talk about anything. And so if people have suggestions. I know some people listen to this during their commute, and if you're one of those people, thank you, and have a safe commute. I know commuting sucks, but at the same time, it's relaxing. It is relaxing for me. Once you have kids, you say that. I don't think I said that before kids, because I always said, this sucks. But I was commuting 5 days a week, an hour one way, so at least minimum 2 hours per day. But now, I'm only commuting 2 days a week, and I have 2 kids, and it's just chaos. So this is the most peace I do get. I know I spend some of it talking, but this is not, I enjoy this. This is good stuff. Just rambling. But yeah, if you guys have a thought of what to ramble about, just leave it in the comments. Because obviously, if you made it this far in the video, then you kind of like this crap, right? Not many do. Occasionally I get the comment like, what the hell? This video quality sucks. I'm like, well, it's not a video, it's a podcast with a black screen of a person driving to work. So, this is life. This is real life, right? This is real YouTube. We work. We don't make a living off YouTube. We actually go to work, right? YouTube does not pay my bills. YouTube it might pay my coffee, but that's about it. All right. I don't know how these other YouTubers. Well, I guess they're charging for their classes and their Discords and their guides and all that crap. So maybe they make a living off of that. I don't know. But I'm not saying this is not possible, because maybe it is, right? Maybe one day I'm making good money on YouTube, more than my job. I'm honestly highly doubt that, but again, anything can happen. But anyway, like I was saying, this is just real content, right? Real people commuting to work, talking about whatever the hell. And if you guys do the same thing, let me know. I'll watch yours, because it's kind of refreshing to listen to honest opinions. And that's why I don't listen to the news anymore. Like, people tell me, oh, they got the guy. I'm like, what guy? The guy. I'm like, I don't watch TV. Like, I don't watch it. I don't even watch sports anymore. And I love sports, believe me. I just don't have time, and I don't care. It's like annoying. Like, oh yeah, good. The Phillies lost. It's good. Give a crap. I hate the Phillies. But I think you know what I mean. I don't have time for it. So, a lot of people, they have an obsession over sports, over media, over celebrities, like Taylor Swift. Like, seriously? I go on my Facebook, and the only reason, honestly, I still have Facebook is because of the groups I run. And that's it. If it wasn't for that, because I started those a while ago, I have dividend groups, and I love them. They're very good. You learn a lot. They may not be, actually, the people who are coming around to the Yield Max funds, but I built them from when I started my journeys, and they're growing, so I like to keep those groups and keep them running smooth. But yeah, if it wasn't for that, I'd get rid of Facebook, because honestly, it's stupid. It's all garbage. Like, you turn it on, what do I see? Travis, Kelce, and Taylor Swift. Like, why? Why is this on here? Why do I care that she went to a game? Why do I give two shits about her or Beyonce? Like, why do people give two craps about celebrities and what they do? This is why they're rich. These football players, these baseball players, these singers, like, how do you think they're rich? Because people obsess over them. Obsess. Like, they give a crap about, their lives. Their lives are not comparable to ours. All right? I can't even imagine, how much Kelsey's getting paid. Probably nothing compared to Taylor Swift. But either way, it's not even close to comparable, to reality. So why do I care what they do? Why do I care what game she went to? Right? I just don't get it. And then the reality shows, like, what in the hell is happening? Like, people actually give two craps about these people's lives. I don't know. Am I being a grouch? I don't feel like it, but it's just stupid. It's just stupid. Focus on your own life. Focus on your own family. And guess what? You know, you'll be the rich one. You'll be the successful one. You know? Don't, like, I mean, I love, again, football. But the amount of money to go to football games, I'm sorry. Not doing it. I'm done. I am not wasting a dime on that bullshit. Because it's not worth it, you know? If you think about it, you know, it's just a distraction. That's all it is, right? Football is just a distraction to make us minions happy. You know, so we could just watch it and be happy, and it's a great sport, believe me. I love chugging beers and drinking and watching football. It's good times, man. But it's, you know, I'm not shelling out a G to go to a freaking football game. To be like, you know, it is fun, and I've been to many, but all I'm saying is there's a reason, like, these people make so much money, like these baseball players, unbelievable money. Mahomes' contract, if you look at that, I mean, his daily freaking salary is more than, you know, someone busting their ass, say at McDonald's or something. Like, these people at McDonald's, man, they work hard. You ever go to McDonald's drive-thru? I am sad to say that I do more frequent than I want to, but there's always a line. And these people, they deserve, you know, they deserve credit. They deserve money. Because they bust their ass. And the people that they deal with, come on. Fat freaking grouch ass. Oh my God. The money balance is not even close. And I get it. Then leave. Go get another job. Go get a higher paying job. But all I'm saying is the reason, like, some people make more is because of us. And look at the people in Congress too. Like, yeah, get the hell out of here with your salaries and your pension. Who has a pension? Nobody has a pension in the private sector. I mean, I'm sorry, the public sector. It's not realistic. You work for the government, though. They still have pensions? What? How is that realistic? We can't afford the pensions. Oh my God. It's just stupid. It's stupid. But this was, I wanted to kind of cut off the video when I got to the main road. And I'm at the main road. So I think I rambled enough. So I'm going to shut up. So, yeah. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed today's Friday podcast. And I don't even know what to name it because I don't even know what the hell I talked about. But I talked about I talked about money, celebrities, right? I don't know. I'll figure it out. But enjoy your work day and enjoy your weekend. I know I will. Hopefully, last baseball game and the season's over, I can relax a little, and then, you know, maybe get some normal free time in the week. But we'll see. All right, guys. I gotta go, and have a good one. Thank you for watching.